I'm wondering if he's on the spectrum. How do you help those on the spectrum? I want to hear your opinion on this, Kelly.
Every time I ask this, I don't have a lot of opinion or help because I don't have one that has dealt with autism or anything like that. I do think that we have an overdiagnosis of things in general. And I think we're all on some spectrum, right? And so I think we have to be careful because there are times when it's legitimately something that we're going to need to approach differently or whatever. But there's also times when, I have friends that joke with me about, they call me neurodivergent for a number of reasons. I probably am, whatever that means. How about we're all just different and we all have, so be careful with that assumption. He may be, but I do think there's a huge epidemic of children being overdiagnosed for things. If they're truly dealing with autism, I would have to reach out to get help for that.
And I have a point of view on this that I think is a little interesting because my husband and I we lived in Maryland for 10 years. And where we lived, so my husband's a NASA engineer and he's a little on the spectrum. I'll be honest. Now, did I know that when I married him? No, I didn't even know what that meant. He was just socially a bit awkward, but he's brilliant. Sweetheart and a half, but boy, does he miss social cues that we're explaining all the time. Okay. Well, I went to a Christmas party at NASA with, guess what? Every person in that room is on the spectrum. I'm not kidding. Like all of them, you guys. And then at church, so where our church was, like on this side of the church, 2 miles this way was the NSA, and on this side was Goddard. Okay. Over here were all the government workers. So my church, every person inside that room was on the spectrum. All of them. I met the most amazing people in that church, and they were so heavily on the spectrum, but everybody was, and it was just normal in that area. I was the awkward one because I didn't get it, and that's okay, but I loved these people, and they were so wonderful. But what I learned was the more the spectrum, the more the genius. Mm-hmm. So the people that were really weird socially or so genius, they were the ones that are currently protecting our country because of their brains. Mm-hmm. And their kids were just as weird, but they were like focusing in on things. So a lot of times they'll focus in deeper in one area. What you do is you just customize their education to their strengths and weaknesses and quit trying to make them be like everybody else. Mm. There is a place for them in this world. Yeah. It might be in the NSA and it might be at NASA, but all you got to do is show up to a NASA party to find out where all the spectrum kids are hanging out. Like,